If you've followed Landio for any length of time, you will have heard the term mature trees. We prefer the term mature trees over old trees. Mature shows more respect and dignity. And any tree that lives for decades, and sometimes more than a century, is worthy of respect and dignity. I was born in Missouri on a property bordering the Mark Twain National Forest. My father was in the timber business and at one time owned thousands of acres of timberland in Missouri. My frame of reference for mature trees were hardwoods like black walnut, white oak, and black cherry. But when I traveled through Arizona and saw the iconic saguaros in person for the first time, I was instantly captivated by their mystique and mesmerizing beauty. And this 580-acre property in Arizona we're about to show you is covered with saguaros. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on new properties. The only place in the world where saguaros grow natively is in the Sonoran Desert, which includes parts of southern Arizona, southeastern California, and northwestern Mexico. Reaching heights of anywhere between 40 to 60 feet with iconic arms that extend in multiple directions, saguaros have become a symbol of the Southwest. To reach the massive height you see in some of the saguaros on this 580-acre property, these cacti have been growing on this land for at least 100 years, with many of them reaching up to nearly 200 years of age. Saguaros grow extremely slow during their first 10 years of life, reaching a height of just a half an inch to an inch after 10 years. It is during this time they focus on establishing a strong root system. During years 10 to 25, they reach a height of anywhere from 1 to 2 feet. And then during years 25 to 50, they reach a height of 3 to 7 feet, but typically no arms have yet formed. During years 40 to 50, saguaros begin to flower. The large white flowers grow at the top of the cactus and its arms, creating a crown-like effect. Saguaro flowers are the state flower of Arizona, symbolizing the beauty and resilience of the desert. After pollination, the flowers develop into red, oval-shaped fruits by early summer. Each fruit splits open when ripe, revealing a juicy red interior with thousands of tiny black seeds. The fruits are rich in water, sugar, and nutrients, making them a vital food source for desert wildlife, including birds, mammals, and insects. Indigenous peoples traditionally harvest the fruit to make syrup, jam, and ceremonial wine. Going back to the growth chart of a saguaro, years 50 to 75, they reach a height of 7 to 15 feet. Arms may start to develop during this period, but not all saguaros grow arms. Years 75 to 100, they reach a height of 15 to 25 feet, and what is considered to be full maturity. Several arms may have grown and the flowering becomes more prolific. During years 100 to 200, saguaros can reach heights of more than 40 feet, with some reaching heights of up to 60 feet. That is the height of a 6-story building. Mature saguaros can have up to 30 arms and reach weights of up to 5,000 pounds. That's 2.5 tons, which is about the weight of a new Dodge Ram 1500. Using this basic growth chart, one can easily see how there are hundreds, if not over 1,000 saguaros on this property that exceed 100 years of age. Now let's go take a look at where this property is located. This is an interactive map of the property. We have the 580 acres highlighted in green. This is the pathway to the property that we'll show you in a moment. But first, let's take a look at all of this yellow shaded area that borders the property. You can see that all 4 of the outwardly boundaries border this yellow shaded area. This is known as BLM Land. BLM stands for Bureau of Land Management. The Bureau of Land Management's stated mission is to sustain the health, diversity, and productivity of public lands for the use and enjoyment of present and future generations. Established in 1946, the BLM is today the nation's largest land manager. Their roots go back to the years after America's independence, when the nation began to acquire additional lands. At first, these lands were used to encourage homesteading and westward migration. The General Land Office was created in 1812 to support this national goal. Over time, values and attitudes regarding public lands shifted, and President Harry S. Truman, by means of a government reorganization, merged the General Land Office and another agency, the U.S. Grazing Service, to create the Bureau of Land Management. Today, the BLM manages 245 million acres of public lands, which is 1/10 of all of the land in the United States. If we look at this yellow square below the 580 acres, this yellow square represents a section of land, a section being roughly 640 acres, which is 1 square mile. Keep that in mind as we zoom out here just a little bit and see all of the BLM land this property borders. Where there is no gap in between of a clear area, that is considered to be contiguous. And as you can see, all the way over here to the east, to the north, to the south, this is all contiguous. And it extends further and further to the west, to the south. We're now in California. Up here is Nevada. And then when you factor in the state land, which is the blue shaded area, all of this blue shaded area is state land. The green is national forest land. Over here is the Prescott National Forest. It is not unrealistic that this property borders over 1 million acres of contiguous public land, which includes BLM land, state land, and national forest land. On the majority of this public land, you can hike, mountain bike, ride horses, camp, hunt, ride ATVs. We recommend you check with the local field office about the guidelines regarding these activities, but bordering this vast amount of public land is a desirable attribute that many people seek. This blue line right here is the path to the property. From State Highway 93, it's roughly 2.4 miles till you reach the southwest corner of the property. And a portion of this pathway was best accessed via an ATV. This is a short clip showing you what it was like to access the property via the ATV. To show you where the property is in relation to other cities and towns, this is the 580 acres. And less than 2.5 miles from the property, you have State Highway 93. Highway 93 takes you north to Wikieup, Arizona, which is only 10 miles from the property. And then you continue north on 93 until you reach Interstate 40. Interstate 40 will take you west to Kingman and east to Flagstaff. Highway 93 will also take you southeast into Phoenix, Arizona. Downtown Phoenix is less than 2 hours from the property. Wikieup is only about 10 miles away. Census data shows the population is only 32, but that doesn't include these guys. In Wikieup, there are multiple gas station and convenience stores, along with a post office and restaurant. Kingman is about 66 miles from the property, has a population around 33,000. In Kingman, you'll find a hospital, Home Depot, Walmart, Tractor Supply, groceries, restaurants, and professional services. And then downtown Phoenix, Arizona is about 133 miles from the property, with the majority of that drive being on State Highway 93. Phoenix is the 5th largest city in the entire United States, with a population of over 1.6 million. In Phoenix, you'll find anything you need, including state-of-the-art medical care and an international airport with direct flights to and from most major U.S. cities. Now let's go look at this property in detail. Let's click on the map legend, overlays, and then let's turn on the contour lines. Once we turn on the contour lines, we can zoom in here and see the topography of the land. This is a mountainous property. One could even say it's the top of a mountain. If we look at this high elevation point right here, it measures 4,080 feet. And if we look around in multiple directions, we can see that that elevation point is significantly higher than all of these elevation points over here directly to the east. Same thing to the north, and to the west, and to the south. And as you look at these lines, the closer they are together, the steeper the slope. And these lines are going uphill, which then ends at this high elevation point. And there's a decent sized, mostly level area up at this high elevation point, along with the area directly to the south and to the north. You can see the space between these lines is significantly greater in this area, showing that this is a much more gentler slope than when the lines are close together. And this is the 580 acres on Google Earth. That path to the property takes you here to the southwest corner. And then let's look at this on a 3D view. And you can see how this is the top of the mountain right there. And that elevation point is significantly higher than the other points around it. The lay of the land also makes the southwest corner the easiest point of access to this vast 580 acre property. If you head over to our website landio.com and navigate to the property details page, you'll find over 100 images of the property in the surrounding area. Once you're on the images tab, click the full screen icon, then the grid icon to view all of these images in the grid format. The photos of the property are of the actual property and were captured within the last few weeks. As you scroll through these images, if there's one you'd like to enlarge, just click on that image and it will enlarge to the full screen. You can then navigate to additional images or click the grid icon again to go back to the grid format. After the images, we have the map tab where you'll find the interactive map. You can click full screen and this map will open full screen in a new tab. And then below this main section are the property details, including the distances to nearby points of interest and links where you can find more information about those locations. Here's a link where you can download the KML map file that you can open up in a software like Google Earth. And then here are the GPS coordinates with links where you can open these on a Google map. As we have been discussing these iconic saguaro cacti that are found on this property and the area around it, we want to bring to your attention that saguaros are highly protected by Arizona law due to their ecological, cultural, and symbolic significance. If you wanted to move or remove one of the live saguaros, you need to obtain a permit from the Arizona Department of Agriculture. Within the description, we'll provide a link to the Arizona Department of Agriculture website where you can find more information about the permitting process. This 580-acre property in Arizona, bordering over 1 million acres of contiguous public land, is priced at $350,000, which is just $603 per acre. For questions or to purchase this property, please call or text the listing agent Padraic Hawley of Coldwell Banker Realty. His number is 928-399-9141. Again, that number is 928-399-9141. And again, that number does receive text messages. You can also fill out this contact form on the property details page. Just enter your name, email, phone number, and message, and then click submit. And then if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you'll see the other properties we have available in Arizona, which includes 320 acres that is located about 30 miles north of this 580-acre property. This 320 acres has a creek flowing through it and borders state land on the east and west boundaries. And then we have 15 acres of land for sale in Arizona. This property has road access, power, a water well, and a flowing creek, while the entire east boundary borders the Coronado National Forest. This property is located near high-end estates and ranches, and is just 15 minutes east of Tucson, the second largest city in the entire state of Arizona. And this 15-acre property also has the mature saguaro cacti that we learned about earlier in this video. If you're looking for a property in a different state, click on the Available tab. We currently have 95 properties available across the United States, including Tennessee, New Mexico, Washington State, several properties in Texas, Colorado, California, North Carolina, Oregon, Louisiana, and many more. If you'd like to see more properties available, we need your support. You can help us by simply sharing our website, our properties, and our videos with everyone that you know. The more people that we reach, the more dreams of land ownership we can help make come true, and it would be an honor to add you to the LANDIO family of happy clients. Thank you, and God bless.